curious, have you ever wondered why some relationships feel effortless and fulfilling while others feel like constant work and uncertainty? Pause. The difference isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about understanding what creates genuine connection between two people. When you focus on building healthy relationships based on respect and authenticity, something remarkable happens. You attract people who truly value you for who you are, not because of games you played. Excited. Let me share 7 principles rooted in emotional intelligence and mutual respect that can transform how you approach relationships. The first principle is authenticity. Healthy relationships begin when you show up as your real self. This doesn't mean oversharing everything immediately, but it means being honest about who you are, what you value, and what you're looking for. When you're genuine, you create space for the other person to be genuine too. Pretending to be someone you're not might attract attention temporarily, but it won't build lasting connection. Think about the people you trust most in your life. Chances are they're people who've been real with you from the start. Authenticity creates the foundation for everything else. The second principle is emotional awareness. Understanding and managing your own emotions is crucial in any relationship. This isn't about suppressing feelings or playing it cool to seem unaffected. It's about recognizing what you feel and choosing how to express it constructively. When you're emotionally aware, you don't lash out in anger or panic when things feel uncertain. Instead, you communicate clearly about what's bothering you. You listen to understand rather than to defend. This emotional maturity creates safety in the relationship. Both people feel they can be honest about their feelings without fear of an explosive reaction or being dismissed. The third principle is presence. In our distracted world, truly being present with another person is a gift. When you're with someone, give them your full attention. Put away your phone. Make eye contact. Listen not just to respond, but to truly understand what they're sharing. Ask thoughtful questions. Remember details they've told you. This kind of presence shows respect and creates deeper intimacy. People remember how you made them feel, and feeling truly seen and heard is one of the most powerful experiences in human connection. It tells the other person that they matter to you and that your time together has value. The fourth principle is healthy boundaries. Many people confuse love with losing themselves in another person, but healthy relationships require maintaining your sense of self. This means knowing your limits and communicating them clearly. It means respecting the other person's boundaries too. You can care deeply about someone while still maintaining your own interests, friendships, and personal space. Boundaries aren't walls that keep people out. They're guidelines that help both people feel safe and respected. When both people honor boundaries, trust grows naturally. Neither person feels suffocated or neglected because there's a healthy balance between togetherness and independence. The fifth principle is personal growth. The most attractive quality in anyone is their commitment to becoming a better version of themselves. This means working on your physical health, developing your skills, pursuing your education, building your career, and growing emotionally and mentally. When you invest in yourself, you bring more to the relationship. You have interesting experiences to share. You have confidence that comes from achievement. You demonstrate discipline and commitment. But here's what matters most. You grow for yourself, not to impress anyone else. This authentic self-improvement makes you more fulfilled as an individual, and that fulfillment radiates outward. People are naturally drawn to those who are actively engaged in their own growth journey. The sixth principle is purpose and balance. Having a sense of purpose in your life makes you more attractive and creates a healthier relationship dynamic. Your purpose might be your career, a creative pursuit, a cause you believe in, or goals you're working toward. When you have purpose, you bring energy and passion to your life. You're not looking to another person to give your life meaning. Instead, you invite them to be part of a life that already has meaning. This creates balance. You value the relationship deeply, but it's not your entire identity. This balance is healthy for both people. It means neither person carries the impossible burden of being everything to the other. You each maintain your individual identities while building something together. The seventh principle is open communication. Healthy relationships thrive on honest, respectful communication. This means expressing your needs clearly, rather than expecting the other person to read your mind. It means addressing conflicts directly instead of using passive-aggressive behavior or giving the silent treatment. It means being vulnerable about your fears and insecurities. It means listening without defensiveness when the other person shares their concerns. Good communication isn't about always agreeing. It's about creating a safe space where both people can speak their truth and work through challenges together. When communication is open and honest, small issues get resolved before they become major problems. Both people feel heard and valued. Now, let me show you how these principles work together in real life. Imagine someone who approaches relationships with these values. They show up authentically, not pretending to be someone they're not. They manage their emotions maturely, communicating clearly rather than playing mind games. They give their full presence when spending time together, making the other person feel valued. They maintain healthy boundaries, neither clingy nor distant, but balanced. They invest in their own growth, becoming more interesting and capable over time. They have purpose in their life beyond the relationship, bringing energy and passion to everything they do. And they communicate openly, building trust through honesty and vulnerability. What happens when someone lives these principles? They build relationships based on genuine connection rather than anxiety or obsession. They attract people who appreciate them for who they really are. They create partnerships where both people feel respected, valued, and free to be themselves. The relationship becomes a source of support and joy rather than stress and uncertainty. This is what sustainable attraction looks like. It's not about making someone obsessed or anxious. It's about building something real that lasts because it's founded on mutual respect and genuine care. Think about what separates healthy relationships from toxic ones. Healthy relationships make both people feel more confident, more supported, and more themselves. Toxic relationships create anxiety, insecurity, and the feeling that you need to constantly prove your worth. Healthy relationships allow room for both people to grow. Toxic relationships keep people small and dependent. Healthy relationships are built on trust and transparency. Toxic relationships rely on manipulation and control. The choice between these paths is clear when you understand the difference. Here's something important to understand. These principles aren't just about romantic relationships. They apply to friendships, professional relationships, and family connections too. When you practice authenticity, emotional awareness, presence, healthy boundaries, personal growth, purposeful living, and open communication in all areas of your life, you become someone people naturally want to be around. You create a positive impact wherever you go. You build a network of meaningful connections that enrich your life in countless ways. The most powerful shift happens when you stop viewing relationships as something to win or conquer and start seeing them as opportunities for mutual growth and genuine connection. When you approach relationships with respect and authenticity, you don't need tricks or strategies. You simply show up as your best self and invite others to do the same. This creates space for real intimacy, trust, and partnership to develop naturally. So here's what I encourage you to do. Reflect on these 7 principles and consider which areas you want to strengthen in your life. Maybe you need to work on being more authentic and letting people see the real you. Maybe you need to develop better emotional awareness so you can communicate more effectively. Maybe you need to practice being more present instead of constantly distracted. Maybe you need to establish healthier boundaries in your relationships. Maybe you need to invest more in your personal growth and development. Maybe you need to clarify your sense of purpose. Or maybe you need to practice more open and honest communication. Choose one principle to focus on first. Start small. Practice it in your daily interactions. Notice how it changes the quality of your connections with others. As you strengthen one area, move on to the next. Over time, these principles become natural parts of how you relate to others. They're not techniques you apply, they're values you embody. And when you embody these values consistently, you become the kind of person who builds meaningful, lasting relationships naturally. Remember that building healthy relationships is a skill that develops over time. You'll make mistakes. You'll have moments where you fall back into old patterns. That's part of the growth process. What matters is your commitment to learning and improving. What matters is your willingness to be honest with yourself about areas where you can grow. What matters is treating others with the respect and dignity they deserve while also respecting and valuing yourself. The journey toward building healthier relationships starts with a single decision: the decision to be authentic, the decision to communicate openly, the decision to show up fully, the decision to respect boundaries, the decision to keep growing, the decision to live with purpose, the decision to treat others with genuine care and respect. When you make these decisions consistently, everything changes. Your relationships become richer, deeper, and more fulfilling. You attract people who truly value you, and you create connections that enhance your life in meaningful ways. This is what real relationship wisdom looks like: not manipulation or games, but genuine human connection built on mutual respect, honesty, and care. When you approach relationships this way, you don't just attract attention, you build something real that lasts. You create partnerships where both people grow together. You experience the kind of connection that makes life truly meaningful. That's the goal worth pursuing. That's the path worth taking. And that's what will transform not just your relationships, but your entire life.